J.K. Simmons, at Gold Derby, we have 20 Oscar experts predicting all the top categories, and 14 of them say you're going to win.
Only 14?
Only
What is wrong
14.
with
You can't be
guys?
too greedy. So when you hear stuff like that, do you go, yeah, or do you just get freaked out?
Well, neither one of those. I mean, it's great. It's cool. You know, and obviously, you know, the nature of my career, it's not something that I'm sort of accustomed to. So it's new, and it's a lovely concept. But I figure, what am I going to get nervous about? My work's done, you know. So what am I going to do?
No, it's not. You have to talk to people like us. There's a campaign going on. Yeah, that's the tough part there. You think there were monsters in Whiplash? Wait till you meet the rest of them waiting for you on the campaign trail. You got to play a fun monster. Talk about that.
Yeah, it was one of those parts that when it came to me, well, first of all, it came to me from Jason Reitman, who had recently, you know, he and Damien had connected with each other, and Helen Estabrook, Jason's producing partner. So I was predisposed to think this is probably going to be good because Reitman, you know, has a pretty decent track record. I didn't know anything about Damien. I read the script. I got the short and the feature script at the same time. Read them both. Was absolutely riveted the entire time, and immediately knew that this was a brilliant writer, and that this was a role that I could really have a great time with, and I hoped that this kid who wrote so well would also be able to direct a movie, because that was a leap of faith, and it turns out he did a pretty decent job.
Part of the fun of Fletcher, of course, is he's just so evil, so diabolical. It's fun to almost perversely root for the man. But we see one scene in this whole movie where we see a genuine flash of humanity. And I'm asking you, was it real? When he talks to a little girl and there's a connection out there in the hallway or something, did that tell us this man really has some humanity, or was he just faking it?
No. I love that scene was there, and that it was so little, so short, and that we saw it from so far away. Again, Damien is such a genius, you know. I mean, and we saw that only from Andrew's perspective. You know, Andrew peeking out the door, watching this little interaction, hearing it first and then watching it. Such a smart, thorough filmmaker. And I think, personally, I think there were other glimpses of humanity, but that is a very clear glimpse of, wow, is this the same guy, you know, being so sweet with this little 6-year-old girl, and with this, you know, sort of random stagehand at some theater in New Jersey.
So where do you come down on the central issue of this film? And that is, does the brutality of the master justify bringing out greatness in the artist? I mean, Beethoven is a classic example. He was beaten every day by his father, but he became the greatest music artist of all time. Where do you come down on that?
I hesitate to say this, but I already have. So because what I love about the film is that it inspires this debate, and I love that people walk out of the theater talking about that very fundamental question. For me, you know, I'd rather have a pretty girlfriend and a relationship with my dad than be the best jazz drummer around. You know, I love having balance in my life and being able to do this work that I get to do, but, you know, having a family that knows who I am when I walk in the door, and having friends and, you know, other interests. So to me, absolutely.